In the next section of this course, we are going to be discussing exception handling. So we've talked about exceptions and how they might be generated in the last section of the course. But what we need to then talk about is how do we handle these exceptions that might actually come up. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a new file in chapter 11 and call it exception underscore handling.py. So we're just going to be explaining exactly how to work with exceptions and how to handle them inside this file. So there are actually three ways of handling exceptions. There are actually three blocks that we can use, rather. There are three blocks of code that we can use to handle exceptions, and these are inbuilt into Python. So they are the try, the except, and then the finally. So these three blocks basically help us to handle exceptions, and I'm going to be explaining each of them one by one. Now, the first one is called try. So the try block basically contains code that might cause an error. So what we're simply telling Python is we want you to try and execute a certain block of code, but if there is an error, then the except method is going to pick up that error. So the try basically is going to execute a block of code that might cause an error. So what the except does is that it is then going to handle the error. It's going to handle the error that gets triggered in the try block. And in the finally block, it just always runs whether an error has occurred or not. So it's useful for cleanup tasks. So I'm going to show you exactly how all of these work. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go into our exceptions.py file, which we had created before. And then I am going to copy everything that is inside here. And I will go into my exception handling and paste it there. So what we have here is basically what we talked about in the last class, where we had two numbers and we're trying to divide 5 by 0. And the moment we run this, obviously, we are going to get an error because anything divided by 0 in mathematics is undefined. As you can see, it says 0 division error. So what we can actually do is we can wrap all of this inside a try block. So what essentially this does is that we're telling Python, try and execute this block of code. But if an error occurs, what do we then want to do? This is where we write the except block. So the except block is just going to immediately get triggered if any error occurs in the try block, because we're telling Python, okay, try to execute this block of code, but if an error occurs, jump to the except block and handle the error. So I'm just going to type an except, and I'm going to print something to the terminal. I'm going to print an error occurred, and I'm going to save that. So once I save that, I will just come here to clear my screen again. So once I clear the screen, we are actually going to test this code to see if it works. So I'll come here and run this Python file. It prints out an error occurred. Now, this is exactly how try and except blocks work. You saw that in the last the last time we tried to run it without using the try and except blocks, you can see that the program just crashed and displayed some error in the terminal. But now that we're using try and except blocks, it means that we can handle program crashes gracefully, meaning that the entire program doesn't just have to crash without us knowing exactly what happened. So using try and except blocks, we can then perform some certain operation based on whether it was successful or not. Now we're going to talk about the last exception handling tactic or method in Python, which is finally. So the finally block, like I had explained earlier, it's just always going to run whether an error occurred during the execution of the try block or not. So if it's even successful in executing the block of code inside the try section, the finally is still going to run. But if there's an error and the except block runs, the finally is still going to run. So as the name says, finally. So whether it is successful or not, it is always going to run. So after it finishes running, I'm just going to print something to the terminal, which is execution complete. I'm just going to save that, and we can actually test this right now. So let's just run this program to see what we get in the terminal. So you can see that we get execution complete being printed to the screen. So the finally will always run regardless of whether it was successful or not. So what I can actually do is if I change this to 2 now, I want you to notice what we see in the terminal. So allow me just to run this. You see, we see we see that we get 2.5 being printed out because 2 can indeed divide 5, and we have 2.5 as the solution. So we have 2.5 being printed out here. And then execution complete still gets printed out because finally block will always run regardless of whether the operation was successful or not. Now, there's something else that I would like to teach you about. There's actually ways of catching specific exceptions. Now, if I go back to my exceptions.py file and I try to run this again, you are going to see the error that we get in the terminal. And I want you to pay attention to something. You see that we have this thing here, zero division error. This is actually an exception that we can directly catch or directly handle. Inside our exception handling.py file, the moment you write except and put a colon, what you are essentially saying here is you just want to handle any kind of error that could occur inside this block of code. That is, any kind of error could occur. For example, the only error that is occurring now is we were trying to divide a number by 0, which is invalid. So that is the only time an error could occur. So the except block will handle the except block will handle any kind of error that comes in. But there is a way to actually handle specific exceptions, unlike how what we have written only handles all kinds of exceptions. There's a way to handle specific exceptions, like the exception that we have seen here. If we look at the terminal, it says zero division error, division by 0. So that tells us that exceptions actually, that tells us that we have different kinds of exceptions. And how exactly can we check for specific exceptions? We just simply copy the exception that's been printed to us in the terminal, come to our block of code, and I can paste it right there. So I can just say except zero division error. Then we're going to print an error occurred. Now I want you to notice what happens when I run this block of code again. So once I run it, you see that we have an error occurred being printed out to the terminal. That is because our program was able to detect and catch that error, which was thrown from the try block. So the try block had tried or had attempted to execute this code, but then Python threw a zero division error. Now this is actually inbuilt into Python. So Python threw this error to us, and we can actually use the except block to catch this error manually by ourselves. So if we don't pass in the exception, all we're just going to do is, if we don't pass in the exception and just leave except like this, it means that this block of code will catch any kind of error that comes in. But a lot of times when you're programming, you want to be able to detect the exact error that happened, or the exact exception that was triggered. So this is why it is important that we are able to catch some specific kind of exceptions or errors that might happen from the try block. Now, there's also something that I want you to take note of. The moment I run this exceptions.py file, there are two things that I want you to look at. We first of all see the zero division error, which is the exception that was thrown, and we see some text being printed here, which is division by 0. Now, we can actually gain access to this text called division by 0. And the way we can gain access to this text is just by heading back to the exception handling, and we can do something like except zero division as E. So when we say as E, we're just trying to access the message that was returned, or the message or the text message that was generated by this specific error. So when we say as E, it means that that message or that text which was here is going to be assigned to this variable E. So it could be anything. For example, we could say as error. It doesn't matter, but usually we'll just use E for short, and it just signifies error. So what this simply means is that we're able to grab the text which is here. So instead of printing out an error occurred, I would just rather come down and print E so that we can see exact error that was generated. So I'm just going to clear my screen and run this program. So now that I have run the program, you can see what gets printed out, division by 0. So let's actually format it so we know it's coming from this line. So I'm going to put the F string and I'll say error occurred, and I'll put a colon here, and I'm going to pass in E, just like that. I'm going to save it, clear my screen, and run this program again. So once I do that, you can now see that we have the formatted string printed out. It says or error occurred and then colon division by 0. So that shows us exactly how we can catch specific errors as well as catch the text that was generated or the message basically that was generated by that exception. So we can catch the error, we can catch the exception as well as the message that was generated by that exception, and we can do whatever we want using those details. And you can see that the finally block, as usual, always runs the moment the program has finished, executing either the try or the except block. The finally block will always run as per the name. So that is exactly how we can handle exceptions that might occur. Now there's a whole lot of exceptions that are actually present in Python, and I would encourage you to check them out. So a list of exceptions that you can actually check out is, you could just go to Google right now and Google Python list of exceptions, and make sure you click the W3 schools link. So once you do that, or you could just visit the link right now from what's displayed in the screen. Once you visit it, you see a list of built-in exceptions. So you can see arithmetic error. This is raised when an error occurs in numeric calculation. So you can see there's assertion error, exception. So this is a base class for all exceptions. So what that means is that what we could actually do is, instead of saying zero division error, if we wanted to catch all exceptions, we could actually say except exception as E, right? Now, once I save that, turn my screen and run it, I want you to see what we get. So you see that it says division by error. So when we say except exception as E, exception here serves as the base class for all exceptions. So this would be like, this is kind of generic because we wouldn't exactly know what kind of error it is that we are going to get. We wouldn't know exactly what kind of error it is that we're going to get. So it's like a general way of handling exceptions. So when we say except exception as E, we can then grab every single exception that comes in. And when we say as E, it means that we can grab the message that was generated by that exception. So that is exactly how we can use this, for example. So you can see there is a whole lot more. There is like a long list of inbuilt exceptions that we can make use of. There's keyboard interrupts. This is raised when the user presses Control C. So you can see there's a whole lot of exceptions that can be used. So I would encourage that you check it out and actually practice some of them on your own. So that is all we are going to talk about in this specific section. So I taught you exactly how exceptions work, exactly how we can handle those exceptions using the try, except, and finally block. Now, in the next section, I'm actually going to teach you how to raise your own exceptions. Now, Python actually allows you to raise your own exceptions. So it's not just built-in exceptions that are possible. You can always also generate your own kind of custom exceptions.